Yo, what is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, host of When Persona Interviews, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand, I had to bring back the When Persona Interviews because, man oh man, there are so many more people that I personally want to interview, and I know you guys enjoyed the series. When I was doing it a while back, that was kind of like a pilot test to see how you guys enjoyed that type of content, and if you wanted to see that content continuously be on the channel, because this is something that I've always wanted to do. You feel me? So that was kind of a pilot to see if y'all liked it. A lot of you guys liked it, so I said, you know what, I want to bring this back. Let me know some guests that y'all want to see. And I know, I guess that I wanted to get on before, but you know, time and real life things. This person, he couldn't make it at the time, but I'm so glad that I was able to get him on today. So a lot of people, the streets wanted this. You understand? The streets wanted this interview. I wanted this interview. I'm glad that this person is here, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to introduce my special guest for this episode of When Persona Interviews. It is OBJDADON. Round of applause.
What's going on, folks? Y'all know what time it is. Thanks for coming out. Hit the like button, share that thing out. You know what the deal is.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's jump straight into it. OBJ, I guess first off, let the people know a little bit about yourself now. For those that may not know who you are, may not know, your gaming background and things like that, just let the folks know.
Well, y'all know who it is. Those of you who do know what it is. But I basically love gaming. Been gaming since around 1982.
Oh shit.
I believe, 1982. I was 5 years old, and got the Atari 2600.
Okay.
Used to love games like Combat, you know what I'm saying, Pitfall, Pole Position, you know what I mean? And, I just took a loving to gaming ever since then, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't always get the consoles, when they first came out, because, like many people, I'm not going to give y'all a sob story, but, we grew up poor around this. That's why, when I grew up later, I started buying everything just to buy everything because, you feel that void or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sooner or later, it goes from the Atari to, the Nintendo, the NES system, Super Mario, Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, all the types of shit, everybody else to the Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, which I really became a Genesis goddamn fanboy, really. Before y'all even knew this PlayStation, nigga, I was on Genesis nuts. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
So you prefer Sega over Nintendo back in the day?
I prefer Sega over Nintendo back then.
Oh man, we would have. If we knew each other, we definitely would have been having some conversations. It would have been a back and forth, trust and believe, because I was definitely a Nintendo fanboy way back in the 90s.
Oh man, I used to deal with y'all. I used to deal with y'all niggas. Trust and believe that before this console war shit or whatever you want to claim it is was on social media shit. We was going at it, man.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You've got some years on me though, because you started gaming in the 80s and I started gaming in the mid 90s. So you definitely got some years on me. You was around when it really popped off.
Man. When the king came in, baby, PlayStation.
Oh, Lord. Listen, PlayStation definitely came through, and when that PS1 hit, it was over, man. I was like, look, nothing else matters. PlayStation or nothing.
Nothing even that.
Definitely. That's what's up, man. So, I guess that's definitely a question I want to ask you too, right? Because you've been around for a while, and you've seen gaming. Essentially, you've seen gaming grow into what it is now, right? And this is a question I kind of ask people later on this show, but since we're kind of talking about that now, I'm gonna ask it now. Looking at gaming back then and looking at gaming now, in your opinion, has gaming evolved for the better in terms of games, the community, and things of that nature, or do you see certain aspects of it becoming worse and certain aspects becoming better? Let us know.
Yeah, see, I'm not a real, you call that, nostalgic type of person. So for me, gaming itself, right, in most aspects, has evolved definitely for the better. You know what I mean? Now, community-wise, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Hell no with the community, because niggas in the community is out here talking about everything else but game. Okay? But gaming itself, if you look, this is the thing. I remember as a little boy playing pole position. Now, you've seen pole position before, right? You know,
no,
it's a racing game on Atari 2600.
Yeah,
I swear, if you pulled up a GIF or whatever about, if you just type pole position, the car, you can hardly make out that it was a goddamn racing car, right? You can hardly make it out on the screen. But it was so goddamn fun to play. And I remember being there, being like, yo, at that age, right? Being like, I can't wait. I can't wait till this game actually looks like it has a real car. Now you have games like goddamn Gran Turismo, you know what I'm saying? Forza, all of that shit. You know, Grid, all of that. Where I mean, you can nigga, you can buy a whole ass racing set and it feel like your ass is inside the car. You know, the graphics are beautiful, and I love that gaming has evolved into that. You know what I mean? Yes, those older games will always have a special place in my heart, but I was always looking towards the future and where this shit could go, and you could never tell me that it was going. Graphics and things like that would look like this.
Yeah.
Now, the aspects of gaming that has evolved that I do not like is the shit with the service games, because I feel that most of these service games release incomplete. You know what I mean? The fact that you have to actually be online most of the goddamn time, or set your, you know, so to speak, set your PlayStation to your own PlayStation or whatever. You have to make certain adjustments and shit in order to actually play games if you're not online. I don't like that type of shit, but I understand that gaming has to involve.
So would you think that that's something from the olden days that you kind of wish would have stayed in terms of
I wish that would have stayed.
Online? Okay.
Exactly.
So let me ask you another question. As you grew with gaming and things like that, were you ever at any point on that nostalgia tip where it was like, oh, I wish this was here, or, I wish these games would come back or something like that? Have you ever been in that type of mindset growing up with gaming?
I'm trying to think, man, because no, I just always wanted to look forward. Like I just wanted new experiences. When I would, get a new console, I just wanted new experience. Now that doesn't mean, you know what I mean, that if you spruce some shit up or whatever, you release a HD, you know what I'm saying, back in those days, HD version or whatever, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I might not partake in such activity if it's something that I genuinely like. But for the most part, I always just wanted to move forward to the newer and better experiences. You know what I mean? That I don't, the nostalgia doesn't really hit me like that, man. It just doesn't get me that way. And that's part of the reason why I grew out of Nintendo. Yes, I'll still go back and play a franchise like, Legend of Zelda, shit like that. You know what I mean? Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm about sick and tired of Mario's ass, so you won't catch me playing that shit. You know what I mean? I'm about sick and tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say I'm sick and tired of him, but I just bought Super Mario 3D.
Yeah, see, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, man. The man has been everything from a plumber to a goddamn gynecologist. I don't know what's going on here, man. I swear I seen this nigga in Street Fighter, man. I seen this nigga in Street Fighter. I said, God damn, this nigga Ari, you can, what the fuck? Hey, bro. Mario been everywhere.
It's weird, man. I don't know, because growing up in that era and growing up with that stuff, I have grown out of it, especially Nintendo. Like, I feel like with Nintendo, I have grown out of it, but there's still that small part of me that still has a small, not small, but Nintendo is like the beginning for me. You know, I started on Super Nintendo, so you know, Nintendo is definitely really special in the regards of it being my gateway to gaming, right? My opening, where I started. You know, Zelda, Mario, Street Fighter, all those games, you know, a lot of those games, Tetris, you know, Pac-Man, all that stuff, you know, a lot of that stuff I'll always cherish and have a special place in my heart. So I think that's why I kind of caved a bit with the Nintendo games. But even then, when I do get them, I'll play them for a bit. I'll be all, you know, that nostalgia will be there for like a couple, like an hour or two, 3 hours with Nintendo. And then I'm just like, all right, you know, what's on PlayStation? I want to play what's on PlayStation, because PlayStation really does, you know, a good job of providing what I want for me at the age that I am now. You get what I mean? Even like back then when PS1 came out, I felt the same way. It's like, you know, PS1 had more things that just looked more appealing. You get what I mean? It's that innovation.
Exactly what you mean, man. Yeah. It's like you're supposed to, like you said, gaming has evolved. Yeah. And see, in that moment, that gaming has evolved with the times, right? We've evolved as humans with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm older. I don't like. There's no way, right? I don't even watch the same type of movies in most cases that I used to watch when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, for me. You know, I don't. My entertainment expectations have changed because I'm older. That doesn't mean I'm saying you're immature if you play something. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, as I grew, my expectations for what entertains me grew with me. It changed. I'm not the same person. You see what I'm saying?
I get that, because I think it's fair to say that we all get the nostalgia bug, right? Is it fair for us to say that? Like, because we all get the nostalgia bug here and there. Because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I get it, but it's never been like me growing up as well. I've always looked at what's coming out next. I've always looked at, oh man, I can't wait to play the sequel of this game. You know, or I can't wait to see what's next with this, and especially going into PS2, PS3, and whatnot. That's when I really was like, yo, what's in the future?
I don't need to go on track of that, but I had somebody tell me, you know what I'm saying? Instead of me asking for a sequel to Order 1886, they should remake the Order 1886. What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's
definitely. Like, I don't understand that mentality, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely something where I kind of scratch my head as well, because I'm like, yeah, you know, Order 1886 is a great game, but at the same time, I want a sequel, because I want to see how that story progresses, how it continues, how much better is the developer at, you know, because when Order 1886 came out, that was what, 2015, 2016 maybe? You know, have the developers improved in terms of their skill, improved in terms of, you know, their world building and things like that? Those are the things that I want to see. I want to see the developer grow in that regard. And also, most importantly, I want to play a new game. I want to play a new story in that genre. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't games that I wouldn't want to see a remake for, but, you know, I would much rather a sequel if the groundwork is there for it. You get what I mean? But, you know, that leads me to another question, you know, because you've been around for a while, you've been gaming for a minute. I know you were doing YouTube at one point, then you kind of stopped. So I guess the first question I want to ask is, how did you find yourself into that YouTube space? And then also, second question would be, what made you stop?
How I find myself into, I think I just got to a point where I would watch people, you know what I'm saying, like I might have been playing, you know what I'm saying, Call of Duty at and you would get online, I'd watch videos about Call of Duty, shit like that. And then you'd have people who share the same issues that you had with the game, or people who like the same things you liked about the game. And I thought to myself, you know, just like anybody else, I was like, you know what? I need to get on here and talk my shit too. You know what I mean? So I would just go ahead, fire up the goddamn camera. You know, I'm old school, so I don't know how to work all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I fired up the camera on my phone and just started talking shit, you know what I'm saying? Or even before then, I would put up like, you know, gameplay of Call of Duty in the background and talk my shit over that. And, you know, I was getting like maybe, you know, 30 subscribers and shit. It wasn't about that for me at the time, right? Because I was like, you know, I don't care about that. I was just amazed that there was some kind of percentage of people out there who gave a fuck about, you know, enough to care about what I said. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think for you, like when I started watching your content and you were, I think what a lot of people gravitate towards you because you're funny. Like when you do your content, it's very funny. You do have like a comedic aspect to it, right? Even and you're one of those. You strike me as one of those. It's like you're not trying to be funny. It's just it's funny. Like, you know, they find humor in that, right? Yeah. And you keep it real. Like you stand your ground. You got your stance. And you're not afraid to have your preference, right? That's one thing I look for when it comes to YouTube content that I'm trying to watch. Is someone tiptoeing around the point? Is someone tiptoeing around, you know, their preference, right? If your preference is Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, whatever, own that. Because that person, even if I'm not a PC person, I may want to see what you're talking about when it comes to, you know, anything that has to do with PC. You might be my go-to PC person if you maintain that stance. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing I liked about your content is that you had that comedic aspect and you weren't afraid to be upfront about your preference.
Well, I appreciate that, and yeah, that it got me going. You know what I mean? So I actually enjoyed. It was like therapy for me anyway, because I would just get on and be like, you know, fuck this, fuck that. You know, you know. They need to do this, they need to do that. And it was like therapy for me. So I enjoyed doing it and all of that. Now, as I progressed, it became a position of where, you know, that's when I started, you know, asking questions of, you know, where is this for my purchase when it came to Xbox and shit like that. Why aren't they making games? What happened to this game? You know what I'm saying? Why did you cancel this and shit like that, right? And so I'll admit a lot of my content became about that, okay? Because I didn't really have a problem with anything else at those times. It was like, I purchased this and now I am not getting my satisfaction out of it. And that was my avenue to get on camera and ask the questions, why this, why that, when it came to Xbox, right? Now, as the time progressed, I realized that nobody cared about what Xbox was doing or not getting the games from Xbox and shit like that. It wasn't making no...
When you say nobody cared, do you mean in terms of... like Xbox's lack thereof of providing quality content and things like that, or nobody cared about what?
Nobody cared about, you know, their lack of providing quality content or anything of that nature.
Okay, got you.
And then at that point, I had literally bought like 3. I don't want to make this shit about it, but I had literally bought every iteration of the Xbox. Right, that's my own stupidity. That's my own stupidity.
You sound like Mario.
Last shit, right? That's my own stupidity, right?
Yeah.
So I realized, I said, you know what? What the fuck am I sitting around here worrying about these niggas anymore for? And at that point, which I only have a PlayStation right now, PlayStation 5. I said, you know what? All that, I'm a gamer's gamer and I buy all consoles every generation regardless because I want to have everything. That shit went out the window. I stopped really giving a shit about Xbox. And then in thereof, I stopped really making videos because I just didn't give a shit no more. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The interest, but I mean, like, once you stop caring, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, it's
there's other things that can happen and I can get on camera and talk about it, but it may not bother me the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I you know, it's funny that you say that too, because I find myself moving into that mindset, right? Because last generation, I was buying a lot of collector's editions. Like I was collecting a lot of collector's editions of games, even games that like I wasn't really I wouldn't necessarily might have been into, but the collector's edition looked cool, so I would buy it for like the statue or the pins or whatever. And you know, towards like the mid to the end of the gen, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, why? Like, I got all these boxes, all these statues, all this stuff in my house, and I'm like, why do I keep buying this stuff? Like, especially with the games that I don't really care about, why do I keep doing this? And so like, I had to like have like a conversation with myself where I was like, yo, man, I'm not buying no more collector's editions. And even with the multi-consoles, I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, Xbox is not offering me anything that warrants me having to have the physical console that I can't do on my gaming PC. Why do I have this? You know? And so I get that dilemma. I get you feeling that way, like 100%. So then I guess the question I want to ask is, is there a potential for us to see a return of OBJDADON on YouTube?
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I will be returning. I just can't guarantee you when. You know what I mean? I just can't because I mean, a part of it, I ain't gonna lie. Shit be I feel lazy, nigga. It's like I'd rather play the game instead of talk about the motherfucker.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy being a casual on the sidelines looking at y'all make videos. You know what I'm saying? Other people's make videos because that entertains me. You know what I'm saying? So it's different when I get on there. You know what I mean? It becomes like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this shit for about a half an hour or so. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? But you know, it has to feel right, because one thing about me, right? Everything has to come from a genuine place, or you're not going to be entertained at all. If I'm not legitimately upset or legitimately happy about something, there's no need for me to get on camera and talk about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not coming from a genuine place. So all the jokes and funniness and all of that shit, it won't be there because I just be forcing myself.
It feels artificial. Yeah, and people will definitely pick up on that. I feel the same way. Like, you know, I have to be. I tell Barry all the time. I like whenever like the world was normal and like we were all going out to go to work. I always see, you know, you see news during the day at work. And like I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fired up. I'm gonna do a podcast as soon as I get home. I'm fired up. And then come 5 o'clock, you know, I'm leaving. You know, I'm on my way home. You know, then the commute home tires you, and then you kind of just want to chill. So then you get home and that steam is gone. But working from home now, I'm fired up during the day, and then I'm fired up as soon as I get off work, because I'm like, yo, I'm fired up. This is like definitely. But I agree, like, being passionate about what you're talking about is definitely important. Like with the whole RDNA 2 thing, and like people constantly going down that road. People can sense it
through the video.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They can sense your energy, all of that shit.
Yeah, I gotta ask, how you feel about the Spec Ops, man? And I think you know what the Spec Ops are, right? Do I need to explain it to you? Yeah, you know, I call them the Spec Ops. You know that. What's your thoughts on that?
I didn't even know what the fuck was in the yes, man. Come on, bro. I don't. To this day, I don't know what the hell was inside the Nintendo Entertainment System. Okay, to this day, okay, I don't know. I don't need, as a gamer, I do not need to know what is inside the system. All I need to see is that it is a natural progression. When my eyes look at that game that I played last gen, that I'm playing now on this gen, these new games need to look better than those. That's all. That's as far as my seeking out specs goes. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as I go with it. This RDNA stuff, and I don't. To this day, I don't know what RDNA. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea, and I doubt any of these people out here talking about it knows what it is either. They don't know. We live in an age now where gamers are not just gamers anymore. They're goddamn politicians. They're engineers. You know what I'm saying? They're devs.
On Twitter,
you know, they know more. That's what I'm saying. They know more than the people who actually engineer the goddamn system. How is this possible? How?
OBJ, you preaching to the choir, man. I don't even know.
I mean, like, how the fuck you gonna tell somebody? You gonna tell somebody who actually engineered the system that they are lying and they are wrong about the system? That do these people really take a step back and look at themselves and be like, look, that was the dumbest shit I ever just said. I'm up here questioning the actual architect of the goddamn system. How do you do that and keep a straight face? I do not understand, man. So yeah, the RDNA talk does nothing for me. I need you to show me games that will provide me the value for my system. That's what I need you to do.
So then, how do you feel about, like, well, obviously I think I know the answer of how you feel, but you know, seeing all of these like, you know, game testing sites and you know, people like Digital Foundry and things like that that are doing analysis of these games at that level of, like, you know, zooming in and you know, we know that stuff was happening on PC, but in terms of consoles, we see that stuff is now in the console space, and it's ingrained in there now, right? Seeing that gaming and things like that is moving into that era or moving into that realm, you know, how do you feel about that? Do you want your games being psychoanalyzed like that, or ultra analyzed and 1,000 times magnified, zoomed in, and all that?
I don't need it. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now on some real shit. When I first learned, I don't know how long Digital Foundry has been around, right? But when I first heard of them was during the last gen. I don't know if they were there before then, right? I first heard of them, they were doing analysts, and that seemed, you know, they were analyzing games, and that seemed interesting for me for a quick ass minute, right? Because I think I watched a total of maybe 3 goddamn videos on Digital Foundry, man, before I was like, you know what the hell am I watching this shit for? I didn't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
you have to really. I'm not going to school to be an architect or be a dev or learn how to, you know, smooth out the edges of this corner and that corner. I'm not doing that. And I'm definitely not looking for that shit in the game when I'm playing the game. So that shit does nothing for me. However, I'm not going to fault them people for finding a niche on YouTube and being able to use that niche to get to where they want to get. I'm not gonna, you know, they have something that apparently people go out there and enjoy. So let them people enjoy it. But when you start letting that affect the actual fun that you're having with gaming, or affect you actually purchasing certain games, then you're a goddamn nut. You see what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question. In terms of, you know, so say a game you've had your heart set on, you're really excited for the game, right? You can't wait to pick it up and things like that. What would be something that would affect your purchase of saying, you know what, no, I'm not going to buy that right now, I'm gonna wait? What would be something or a couple things that would affect that purchase for you? Because do you listen to our reviews, a part of your deciding factor for games, or how does that work?
Not at all.
Okay.
You know, I like I said, when I grew up, man, you either look on the goddamn back of the damn cartridges, or you actually look on, you know what I'm saying, look at magazines, pictures and magazines to tell you what you need to, you know, what you could, the few things that you could learn from a game before it comes out. Now, with all the knowledge and things that are available at your fingertips with the internet, there are hours and hours of gameplay on YouTube for these games before they even release, especially with like Sony games. I mean, I think they had Days Gone. They had like 5 hours of goddamn Days Gone on the goddamn YouTube like a year before it released. You know what I mean? So my thing is, you have more than enough information at your fingertips to be able to really make a conscious decision and a good decision as a consumer of any game now. There's no excuse. Like, I don't need to read someone's review or listen to someone's review to let me know whether or not to get it, to buy a game. When that game is revealed, you know, it might be a CGI, it might be a clip of gameplay or whatever, and I look at it, it looks interesting to me. I'm like, yo, that shit look dope. I want to play that, right? But then I'll look it up on YouTube as the game development progresses and they release more gameplay and more things, information about the game. It's all at your fingertips, and by the time it comes out, you know whether you need to buy it or not. I don't need to hear nobody. Reviews are opinion. That's like me telling, you know what I'm saying? That's like me telling you right now, hey man, I don't think Ratchet and Clank is gonna be worth a shit, man. You don't need to buy that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck am I gonna tell you that? You know what I mean? You've seen Ratchet and Clank. You've seen the gameplay they show.
Yeah. It looks phenomenal, by the way. But yes.
Yeah, you can make your own decision about that.
Yeah.
Because you have the knowledge and the information at your fingertips right there.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah. I agree, 100%. Shout out to El Matador too. He wanted me to ask you, ask OBJ if Ellie would even stand a chance with my boy Jin Sakai. Ooh, the shots.
Hey, look here, man. Hey, look here. Jin wears dresses. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Ellie is more of a nigga than Jin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
it's all good, man. It's all gravy, baby. Ellie, pull out the strap on that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a fact. Straight snipe real quick. It wouldn't be a conversation if I didn't bring this up, because it's just so fresh in our minds. And you know what, OBJ, you are the perfect person to have this conversation with, because we know about the news that came out today with Jim Ryan being more vocal and really standing his ground, because he's maintained this stance all through last year, and we've seen this. The writing was on the wall. But we know that Days Gone 2 is going to be coming to PC in the spring, and then they also are planning for many other titles to also be coming to PC in the very near future.
Hold on. You said Days Gone, not Days Gone 2, right?
Yeah, Days Gone. So my question to you, and let's have this conversation. My question to you is, let us know how do you feel about that? Hearing that news and being a PlayStation owner, how do you feel about that?
All right. This is it. This is it. I feel the same way I felt about it when they announced that Horizon Zero Dawn was going to that motherfucker a couple years ago, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how I feel about the matter, right? And I went through when the Horizon Zero Dawn fiasco, came about. Okay, at that point, I sat down, with my legs crossed, in Indian position, like Doctor Strange, and ran through all the scenarios here. You see what I'm saying? I ran through all the scenarios. I said, okay, what is my next move? Okay, and then what I realized was my black ass is not about to sit here and wait a year, even a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 7 years, 2 years. I'm not waiting no amount of time to play goddamn nothing. Okay? I realized this, right? So once I realized that, I understood that I couldn't exactly hurt this company. I'm saying this. I'm not saying that shit. I'm just with the shits here. Okay? If I was running PlayStation, I wouldn't do it. But that's the key. I'm not running. Okay? So all I am is a consumer. Okay? That's the only type of decisions I can make is as a consumer. And the only way that as a customer that you can have an effect on these corporations is what? Only to stop giving them your money. Once I realized that I wasn't going to wait to play games, and I was going to consistently still play what I wanted to play and give them my money, all the extra shit just went out the window for me. That made everything easier. you know? So like I said, like Dr. Strange, I ran through all the scenarios and I said, check this out. Okay, I got all my moves planned. If these brothers, you know, Jim Ryan, I like to call him Trump Ryan, you know, Jim Ryan, Herman Hulst, you know, Milk and Cookies, him over there. You know, if them niggas decide to put their games date and date on PC, which is a platform that already has all of Xbox's games, which, you know, really are trash. But I'm just saying, they already have Xbox. You know, they have their own game. If they put PlayStation games on PC day and date, who's left out? Nintendo? How much longer before they? What I'm saying is, I'm easily, as a customer, at that point, I'm going to make the best decision for the value that I can get as a customer. And that would be to go over there to PC, if that were to happen. But that has not happened. What they have done so far, though, they have put Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. I played that, 3-4 years ago? And now they've put in, Days Gone.
Yeah.
I played that when it came out. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to wait to play these games. And the only way I can hurt them or make them feel that I wouldn't do the shit that they're doing is for me as a consumer to hold on to my money and not purchase their products. And I cannot do that. I have to be real with myself. I will not sit here and watch you play Ratchet and Clank in June and my black ass sit there like, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? fuck PlayStation. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that.
Well, that's something, and it's funny because that's something I put on Twitter earlier too. I was like, look, you know, I feel how I feel because I feel, you know, you and I have had this conversation, OBJ, where it's the fact that, you know, we see the area that Xbox, we see the realm that Xbox is in, right? And we see the state of Xbox, right? My whole thing is this: I just don't want, and this is really like at its core, I really just don't want PlayStation to be to hasten that for themselves, right? Because I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the quality's not going to dip." You know, PlayStation's putting out some of the greatest games. PlayStation has 100 million people on the console, and so many people are buying PS5s, XYZ. Yes, this is true, right? But you know, when you look at that success, a lot of that success has to do with the fact that, you know, PlayStation put out some of the greatest games last gen that can only be played on PlayStation. You get what I mean? That's what gravitated a lot of people over. And you know, I see a lot of people saying, you know, oh well, you know, why is it bad for people to have choices on where to play their games? And I'm like, well, you know, people also had the choice to buy the console and play the games, and they chose not to, right? So if PlayStation were to choose to keep their games only on PlayStation, right, that wouldn't be a bad thing, because I see a lot of people saying the fact that it is only available on PlayStation is a bad thing, which is incorrect, right? But I think, and you know, I don't want to turn this show into that. I have a whole nother show planned for that specifically. But you know, I think when it comes to the moves that PlayStation has been doing these past couple of days, or not even the past year or two, right? It's just not something that me as a PlayStation fan, you know, why I enjoy PlayStation, right? Why, you know, I look at PlayStation in such high regard, right? I see a lot of that stuff slowly diminishing and going away, right? And listen, the game's going to, and that's where you and I agree, OBJ. I agree 1,000,000%. I'm not waiting a year, 2 years, 3 years. Of course not. Of course not. I'm not waiting that long to play any game. I'm playing Returnal in April. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank in June, and whatever games come out between now and whenever. But my whole thing is, I'm looking at PlayStation, Jim Ryan, Herman Hulst, and everybody, and I'm like, look, just say you're going to do everything day and date, because this trickling out, this news, and seeing all this happen the way it is, you ain't got to do that. Because a lot of people already are anticipating.
But see, Persona, that's where we're really, that's when you start making assumptions. You see what I'm saying? And when people make assumptions, what happens? They make an ass out of it. So,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop as gamers. I'm talking about in any facet of form. We gotta stop as gamers going from one extreme to another. All we can deal with. That's why I always say this. I deal with facts, nothing but the facts. I never get into the speculation. It's fun to talk speculation and all of that. You know, I get it. You know what I mean? But I deal simply with the facts because you can never, ever be wrong with facts. You can't. You see what I'm saying? So we'll do that. We'll sit here and be like, oh, so you know they going day and date on the PS on the PC. What has told you that? You see what I'm saying? You're reading different clues on the wall and trying to put them together and coming to that conclusion. But that hasn't happened. I can only deal with what is here in front of me right now. I can only make my consumer decisions based off what I know. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I agree with you 100%. But
I'm going to tell you the whole thing that bothers me about this whole thing, right? This is what really bothers me. Is the selection of how they're rolling out these games to PC. Like, I don't even understand. I can't figure that shit out for the life of me. Why is it Horizon Zero Dawn and then Days Gone? I don't understand that at all. I don't understand.
Yeah.
We cannot predict Sony's moves. We can't.
No, we can't. But this is my thing. And shout out to Jack Move in the chat, man, because this is the exact point that I was about to make. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? Would you have thought PlayStation games would be going to PC in any capacity? In any capacity of even just the 1 or 2 or 3 that might be going now? Would you have thought that 3 years ago? If somebody would have said, "Oh, OBJ, those games gonna be on PC soon enough. I ain't worried. I ain't buying no PlayStation." Would you be like, "Oh yeah, you might be right," or would you be like, "Oh nah, these ain't never going to PC"?
I'm not believing nobody, but the crackheads over there running Sony at the, you know what I'm saying? That's the only niggas I'm gonna believe. But that's it. Like I'm not believing nobody but them. So when they give me the information, then I as a customer can do whatever I need to do and make whatever decisions I need to make as a customer from the information they give me. Because I'm going to hear the shit from the horse's mouth. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, this going to happen, that going, no, fuck all that. Don't nobody know shit. Everybody want to claim. I asked this other nigga the other day, man. He tried to tell me what the new dude who joined, the dude who went back to Insomniac, what he going to do next. You know what I'm saying? People asking for a Resistance game. Oh, they're not going to make a Resistance game because they're doing this. They're making Spider-Man. They're doing this. Nigga, you don't work for them. Okay, so I politely asked that nigga to show me his Sony badge or his Insomniac badge. I need to see these credentials out this motherfucker because I'm not listening to no nigga like that. I'm going to listen to the crackheads that are over there running PlayStation right now. That's what the hell I'm going to listen to.
I see what I'm saying? No, I agree with you.
Deal with the facts, man. Deal with the facts and you don't have no problems, man. Deal with the facts in front of you. It's simple.
Oh no, you're right. You're 100% right, which is why I'm still excited for State of Play, which is why I'm still, games are still going to get bought on the PlayStation, but at the same time, I can't help but look at what's going on with PlayStation and the moves that they're making. And for me personally, the way I am as a person, I assume the worst. When things start not going how they're supposed to, I see things kind of crumbling a bit, I assume the worst so that I can be prepared mentally, right? So I can be prepared. So when I'm looking at this situation, I'm looking at it like,
Hey, hold on real quick. Look, man, I know you don't want to spend a lot of time, but I got to stop you there, brother. You just told me that when things like this happen, right, that you assume the worst. Yeah. So you can prepare mentally, right? Okay, this happened with Horizon Zero Dawn. I remember me vividly telling you.
Oh no,
J Bar, everybody. I said, look, run through the scenarios, come to the conclusion of what your next move is. Okay. I vividly remember that, right? Yeah. So you said that you want to mentally prepare
I was prepared.
And you go to the worst case scenario, but then we're right back here today with everybody up in arms about the next game releasing over there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to happen time and time again, bro.
No, you're right. Yeah. Yo, shout out to
we
OBJ.
are arriving at the same fork in the road here.
You're 100% right about that, right? You're 100% right. But the thing is this. Just because we see it happen and we know it's going to continue to happen, that doesn't mean I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it. Like, it's not something that. So, like, I'm gonna voice my disdain.
I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna voice my disdain for it. Like 100%, my disdain is gonna get voiced because it's definitely, again, and you know, I see a lot of people in the community that are like, oh well, you know, this is, you know, PlayStation games are better than, because when you make the comparison to Xbox, the first thing people go to is, well, the games are better on PlayStation, which is true, right? But at the same time, we are at the beginning of what Xbox was doing 4 years ago, 5 years. No, listen. I'm not trying to. No. We're not. No. I'm not.
All I remember is. Hold on, real quick. All I remember is this: them niggas announced Quantum Break on the motherfucking PC. Then the next thing I know, all them shits was on there. That's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I remember. That's all I remember. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not about to be one of these niggas here with an Xbox and a PC standing side by side each other. If you don't get your ass up out of here with that shit, bruh, no. If I wanted to play Xbox games, I would have a goddamn PC right now playing a goddamn Xbox games. Okay? I'm not.
So
I would have an Xbox.
So then let me ask this question, because, you know, OBJ, you're very accepting of it, right? But also you're not worried, right? So then I have to ask this question: Is PC any type of competition for PlayStation? Are they competition?
Hell yeah, they competition. Look, if I open up a burger joint, you know what I mean, and then another nigga across the street opens up a burger joint too. You know what I'm saying? You're in competition. There's no way around that. He sells burgers, I sell burgers. Okay. Now, if we have two different recipes that make our burgers taste different ways, right? So goddamn, if I start giving him my recipes, now he got my recipe and his recipe. That nigga over there living good, ain't he? Why would I stay over there at my motherfucking burger joint if I'm a customer? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. With PlayStation breaking down these walls, and this is a question that I've asked on my show before. With PlayStation breaking down these walls, what do PlayStation fans get in return? What I mean by that is, the exclusives are going. You know, old, new, whatever. The old exclusives or whatever exclusives they're leaving. They're leaving.
Okay,
they're going to PC or wherever they're going. What do PlayStation fans get in return?
Persona, what do you want in return from PC?
Not a goddamn.
Exactly. So what?
Not a goddamn. No, but that's my point. That's my point. I don't want nothing from PC. So in reality, PlayStation fans get nothing.
I mean, I get to play Ratchet and Clank in June. I don't know what them niggas on PC gonna be playing. That's all I know. That's all I know, bro. That's it, man.
Of course.
Them GC niggas get to wait. That's what they get. Okay? That's what they get. They get to wait.
Yeah.
That's literally how this is going, man.
Yeah, I love talking to OBJ about this because it's always the same thing. We always arrive to the same conclusion because we both agree on certain levels, but then on other levels we disagree because of their stance. And I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like, yo, look.
Y'all know you're going
out the door. Shit's going out the door.
But look, this is what I'm saying though, Persona.
When the Titanic hit the iceberg, it was at the front of the ship. There was nothing for the people in the back of the ship to worry about the first couple minutes it hit. But once that water started filling up, and the Titanic was 90 degrees in the goddamn air, everybody on the ship was worried because they all about to die. You feel me? But when it first hit the iceberg, ain't nobody was worried. The people on the first class, oh, I ain't worried. The water's coming at the bottom with the peasants. I ain't worried about it. Now look, that whole ship underground. You get what I'm saying? And that I use that analogy to just say, I use that analogy to just say, right now it looks like it's nothing to a lot of people, and I see a lot of people just kind of it's nothing to really worry about, right? But
okay,
at the
real
same
quick
time,
though,
go ahead.
if they put games, this is all you need to know. If they put games day and date on PC, what you gonna do?
So the next question is
that's what I'm saying. Hey, look, that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, listen, if the games go to PC day and date, I'm gonna build a PC. I'm gonna go to where the games play best.
Because why? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty of, right? I grew up with Sony. We all grew up with Sony products, all of that. My first Walkman that my father bought me was a Sony Walkman. I love the Walkman. It's not that I love Sony. I love the Walkman from Sony. Okay. I love the PlayStation. I love the PlayStation from Sony. Why? Because the PlayStation has the games that I want to play. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if those PlayStation games go elsewhere at the same exact time that they would go to a PlayStation, I'm going to go where I can play everybody's shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In that one place. What I'm saying to you is I ran through every scenario, bruh. I am Doctor Strange with this shit here. Okay? I ran through every situation. So they could come out this motherfucker a month from now and say that Uncharted 4 is going to motherfucking goddamn PC. You not going to hear a peep out of me because I just don't give a fuck.
OBJ.
I don't care.
Uncharted is your favorite. Uncharted, I mean, Last of Us 2 is your favorite game of all time.
I've played it, and I'm going to play it more. You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't feel. So you telling me if they announced that going to PC next, you wouldn't feel no type of way at all?
Fam, I feel a type of way about them doing what they're doing right now. Again, go back to the beginning. I am not for this shit, but I don't run the company, fam. I can't stop it from happening.
As long as you
I have to literally not give them my money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't. There's no need for me to sit here and be up in arms about the shit if I'm just gonna turn around and buy Ratchet and Clank on June 11th. It's no need.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? In the next Last of Us or the next Naughty Dog game, I'm gonna be right there in line with motherfucking goddamn. I might have my damn wife's panties on. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? I'll be with my wife's panties on, some goddamn Timberlands, and some 3-ring socks, you know what I'm saying, with a goddamn golf hat. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to be right there buying that goddamn Naughty Dog game. That's what I'm going to do. I know this shit. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and threaten that I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to act like I'm not going to do it. I am going to play the game. That's it.
So then let me ask you this question then. With all the people that would make fun of Xbox about games going to PC and Xbox losing its value and things like that, and then a lot of those people being so accepting and mum with PlayStation, are those people hypocrites? Because
hold
on. We've all make fun of Xbox, and obviously it's layers to Xbox's fuckery. No games. Game Pass not putting out nothing. All these studios.
Okay, what exclusive the Xbox at?
Hey man,
this is what I'm saying. Like we gotta stop comparing the two. We gotta stop comparing the two scenarios as if they're the same. You know what I'm saying?
Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza.
We gotta stop this, man.
Halo, Gears, and Forza. The point. But see, the point I'm trying to make is we all make fun of Xbox. You get what I'm saying?
We all make fun of. I mean, shit.
Of course, we all gonna make fun of Xbox. But what I'm saying is, the people that are mum about this, are they hypocrites? Because we make fun of Xbox and how they were going down that route, but with PlayStation, it's
it's not the same. I can't compare the two. Like you're trying to get me to put this and process it through my mind as if it were the same thing, but it's not the same. I can't compare the two. Okay. What I'm saying is, when I look at Xbox, there's nothing there that I can't play on PC. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even this shit, PC even got games that Xbox ain't even got. You know what I'm saying? They got games that Xbox made that they ain't even got. That shit wild, okay? So I cannot process those two things the same way. So I can't call them people hypocrites. I think people saw the writing on the wall when Horizon Zero Dawn went over that motherfucker and was like, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm not waiting to play no games. So it would have to be the same situation. PlayStation would have to they would have to legitimately come out and say all our games are day and date on PC for you to get the type of reaction that you are looking for. Because I can't tell anybody what kind of reaction to have to Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone being on a goddamn PC, because nigga, I'm looking at it right now. This is a PS motherfucking 5. It's one sexy looking motherfucker. I love it. I do. I really do. I don't know what the fuck going on over there in PS4 land right now. I have no idea. No idea. This right here is a PS5. Guess what is coming out on the PS5 on June 11th? It is Ratchet and motherfucking Clank, okay?
You're not getting Returnal?
You see what I'm saying? I got to do my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I got to do my Google. I got to see more of that. That might be one that I see release and then watch more on it and make my final decision, because while it looks interesting and it caught my attention, it's not like we're God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn where I looked at that shit and was like, yo, I got to play that. It's not one of them joints. So I need to do my due diligence as a consumer before I actually spend the ducats on that motherfucker right there. Okay. But I can assure you, sure as hell, I'm getting Ratchet and Clank.
So Ratchet and Clank is the only game right now in 2021 that's on
that's the
list?
Definite one. That's the definite game.
Okay.
Now I'm not saying I'm not getting Returnal. I'm saying that's that my definite decision.
No Deathloop.
Because I already know I like Ratchet and Clank. Huh?
No Deathloop.
Oh hell no, man! That shit look like trash. I don't know what y'all see in that thing. I have no idea, nigga. Nigga, that's one of them Bethesda's games that actually looks like a Bethesda's game. Nigga, that's what it looked like to me. Look like shit. Okay, I'm not doing that. Not at all. No, y'all gonna have to bite that bullet for me. Okay, I'm not touching that shit with your hands. Okay, no.
Another question I want to, and I'm glad you're here too, because like I said, this is something that I want to hear your thoughts on. Acquisitions, right? We know that acquisitions have been the talk of the town for a long time now, right? Especially, they definitely started to grow as the talk started to grow when Bethesda got scooped up. ZeniMax got scooped up by Microsoft, right? What are your thoughts on acquisitions and PlayStation's lack thereof of being forthcoming about the acquisitions that inevitably we know will be happening pretty soon?
Okay, hold on, because now I gotta ask you a question. Am I turning into the interview over here? Hold on.
Oh no.
Hey, hold on. What are these acquisitions that you believe in?
No, not inevitably. What I'm saying is, well, me personally, Bluepoint and Housemarque are two acquisitions that I do think PlayStation.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick, because I heard people toss this around, right? What the fuck do you want them to buy Bluepoint for? What game has Bluepoint made? I'm talking about the actual game that Bluepoint themselves have made.
Well, I think Demon Souls them redoing one thing. Okay,
so with you want them to be bought to remake games?
I mean, listen, PlayStation has a lot of IPs under their belt. Having a studio
that is true.
Having a studio dedicated to remakes, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But I do know that seeing Bluepoint's quality and seeing that Bluepoint is able to, we've seen it with Shadow of Colossus, and we now see it with Demon Souls. We know that they are able to. Man,
they should have changed them goddamn controls and goddamn Shadow of Colossus. That shit is trash. God damn. I'm talking about the controls. That shit trash. Hey man, what the? They should have changed them jobs.
Yeah.
Come on, man. God damn. But yeah, they did a phenomenal job, graphic wise and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like seeing the level of quality that they're able to produce, right? That's a talent that I see PlayStation would benefit PlayStation greatly because they've proven themselves now twice with Shadow Colossus and Demon Souls. We know that they can develop and create games efficiently and at a high quality. I don't see that being a bad purchase. With
I tell you what. Take the developers of Bluepoint and merge them into a group like Guerrilla Games or Sony Santa Monica or Sony Bend or some shit like that. Take them and let them see the process of actually writing a good story, actually making the basis of a good game, actually knowing how to have your story go with your game and learning from the best. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not really interested in having a studio just purchase just for goddamn remake. I think that's something you can contract them to do whenever you need them to do that.
I would definitely want them. I definitely would want them to create their own vision in their own game, right? Just to prove themselves on that plane as well. But with the amount of IPs that PlayStation has in the tuck, that can use a new coat of paint, get some remakes out there, do some new or a sequel or things like that, and have a team dedicated to doing that. I necessarily don't think that's a bad thing, but I would want to see Bluepoint do their own project under PlayStation's umbrella.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see them do their own shit. Now, if they're buying them to do their own shit and then have your occasional, remake here and there, that's cool. But I don't want them just doing remakes for us, because that's like a waste for me. I mean, we already been through this nostalgia shit, dog. We already been through. You know what I mean? Like I want new experiences. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question though, that's where I'm headed. That's where I was saying, like, I'd rather them add on to the teams and the studios they have now. I'd rather them be able to, instead of now, they're up to, most of their studios are up to putting out at least 2 games a generation. I want them to get up to putting that 3 or 4 games out a generation. Well, I want those studios with that quality to be put out at least 4 IPs a generation.
Well, that's where you and I are on the same page, because and this is something that Jim Ryan has said during CES, that they're interested. Guys, I'll get to the super chats in a second. With Jim Ryan, they said that they're trying to cultivate and build their studios from within. So when I hear something like that, I think that's where you and I are definitely on the same page, where I definitely would want to see PlayStation build up their studios from within and beef up them studios and beef up the teams to where you can have 2 or 3 dedicated sizable teams of people per studio, each creating their own game, right?
Exactly.
That content, being able to pump out high quality content. Now, like, look, quality is more important than quantity in my regards, right? But if you have dedicated teams at PlayStation doing that stuff, I think that's a good thing. But I think in terms of acquisitions, the ones that make sense to me in the now is definitely Bluepoint and Housemarque, especially with Housemarque, because Housemarque, they've done a lot of business with PlayStation for quite a long time. Super Stardust way back on PS3, Resogun on PS4, and now Returnal on PS5. So, they've been doing, and I think they did Ex Machina as well. Ex Machina and Matterfall. I think
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, they make their own games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have a really good working relationship with PlayStation, and they've done a lot of business with PlayStation for spanning 3 generations now. So that's why I think Housemarque would make sense. But
I think the one I would really go after, to be honest, for me, right, is Remedy, because I think
I'm curious.
I think that Remedy makes good stories, right? And that's the shit I like. I like good story games, you know what I'm saying? Good visuals and good gameplay. I think where Remedy goes wrong is their protagonists be boring as shit. Like, they have no character with them niggas. You see what I'm saying? I think they need help. So I think buying Remedy and having them around the greatness that is Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers like that, I think that could in turn Remedy from just a, they a good studio, average studio, but turn them niggas into, you know, help them to reach the next level. You see what I'm saying? So I think that is, for me, that's what it. I would take a remedy. You know what I'm saying? I would take a remedy purchase. You know, well, if there was anybody you said that I wanted, I'd say remedy.
Okay, well then let me ask, do you think PlayStation needs to make any type of acquisitions at all? Do you think that needs to happen, in your opinion?
Not really, no. I mean, like I said, I think they need to add on talent to what they already have and be able to produce more quality games in the process, you know, within the generation. That would be my approach to it. It's not like I'm gonna say, oh, they bought these niggas and I'm mad. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If they want to go out there and buy some people, then, you know, be my guest, go out there and buy. But I think they actually need to? No, I don't think they need to. They already have quality studios who are making the quality games that I love and I want to play. I just need more of them. You see what I'm saying? I just need more of those games. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And while I'm thinking about it, that is the part with what we were talking about earlier, how gaming has evolved from then till now. That's one of the parts that I am pretty much upset about, because what has come along with gaming evolving is like some of the biggest studios that we grew up with are only making 1 or 2 games a goddamn generation, like Rockstar. Goddamn, babe. These niggas used to have like several GTAs, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit going on. But now, what they made? They made like 1 goddamn game last year, and that was Red Dead. You see what I'm saying?
And they've been keeping GTA 5.
That's a negative.
They've been keeping GTA 5 alive for 3 gens now, so it's like,
yeah, dog. See, that's the bullshit right there, man. That's what I don't like. You know, I like the graphics, the evolution of storytelling and everything else, but the production has went down tremendously.
Let me get these super chats. Shout out to Caleb Kaiser with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm probably late, but State of Play this Thursday confirmed. And I think you've seen it too, OBJ. You saw that PlayStation put out that they're doing a State of Play this Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern. You seen that? Yeah,
they said they're talking about PS4 games.
PS4 and PS5.
And PS5.
They said PS4 and PS5.
Why nigga, once again, I'm looking right here, right?
Okay.
White sides, black in the middle. Shit is beautiful. I'm trying to tell you, it's a PS5. What the fuck do I care about a goddamn PS4 right now? I don't care, man.
Hey, listen, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't want to
ship out no PS4, man.
I'm in the same boat as you. I think it's a damage. This is how I feel. I feel like this is like an emergency podcast type of situation for me, bro. I feel like they're in like emergency podcast mode, and they're like, oh, let's get something out there that's gonna keep everybody happy. But then again, see, this is something that I've noticed about PlayStation for quite a while now, is they'll put out some really, really good news, like they did this morning, because this morning they were talking about the brand new next-gen PSVR that's coming out for PS5, right? They announced that, and they announced the Play at Home initiative for March and April, where the free game that you're going to get is not PS Plus. This is the Play at Home initiative that they've had going last year, where they were giving away a couple of free games to people completely free of charge. You don't need Plus or anything. You could just download these games and keep them. And they were doing that to get people to stay home when the shelter in place was in effect for a lot of people across the country and across the world with the whole pandemic and things like that. So they did the Play at Home initiative. So with the Play at Home initiative, they brought that back as well, and the free game was going to be, this time the free game is going to be Ratchet and Clank, and then also a free month or a free year of Funimation or something like that, right? So, you know, they had all that good news, and then this article comes out with Jim Ryan talking about what he's talking about, and then, you know, the whole internet is on fire, and then they end the day with, oh yeah, and we got a State of Play coming where we're going to be showing off PS4 and PS5 games, and it's going to be 30 minutes of brand new announcements and showing off games that were shown off at last year's conference with indies and all this other stuff. So, like, you know, like, how that's how they do. So I feel like, yo, this is a damage control State of Play. That's how I feel. This is like, yo, this is a this is
Well,
damage control.
we gonna have to actually see it to see how much damage it controls, because them state of plays be on some bullshit, nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you, nigga. Unless they making it, my thing would be, look, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 supposed to motherfucking release this year. The whole goddamn thing should be on Horizon Zero Dawn, Ratchet and Clank. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. You know, if you gonna sit there and show me some motherfucking Twinkle Toes ass games, nigga, I'm not trying to see that shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't give a damn if it's coming out on PS5, PS6. I don't give a damn. I don't want to see that shit. That shit that I sat there and watched from Nintendo. What the fuck is that? I don't want to see that shit.
Oh, geez.
You see what I'm saying?
That was bad. Yo,
what if Corey Barlog get up there and get on camera on the goddamn State of Play and say, "I know you think I'm going to talk about God of War 2."
Yo, listen, but, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it when they did that. I couldn't believe it. But I definitely feel like this is a damage control. This is definitely a damage control state of play. No one's gonna tell me different. This is a damage control state of play. They're damage controlling, because this was most likely they kept this in the tuck and was like, oh yeah, let's save that so that, you know, we keep them happy at the end. They'll forget about everything throughout the day. Yo, and I told PlayStation, look, I'm excited for the games, but you're not off the hook here. Like, no one's forgetting this. You're not off the hook. You ain't about to this is not getting swept under the rug. No. You're not off the hook, PlayStation. I just want you to know. Right. And then the other super chat was from Wang's Dangling. Ah, boy. Wow. Okay. Why is everyone so skeptical about Returnal, bruh? I think it's because Returnal is a new IP, and I think for a lot of people, they see that Returnal is $70.
That's not really. That's.
Well, no, I'm saying, I'm being honest with you. The fact that Returnal is $70 is why people are quote unquote skeptical about the game, because of that whole $70 price tag. That $70 price tag is really what's got people skeptical. Because if the game was $60, people, oh my god, this looks great. Because for me personally, Returnal looks dope to me, right? Most people, when you see them post things about
that probably. That game, the gameplay that you've seen so far, right? It probably speaks to you, and you play those type of games, right? You know, when you're shooting little jellyfish and shit.
Twin stick and whatnot.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That probably speaks to you. I mean, I don't give a damn if it's $90. I mean, when I seen Days Gone debuted, you know what I'm saying? It could have debuted for $90. I don't care about a 72 or 71 Metacritic. When I seen it, that game spoke to me. I knew right then and there I was gonna play Days Gone. I knew right then and there I was buying it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? From the gameplay, because that's what I prefer. Yeah. Third person, over the shoulder, post-apocalyptic worlds and shit like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that type of shit. So it spoke to me. That's all it is certain people like certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you do kind of have to have a reputation of providing games that people usually play to get excited for your next one and shit like that. Yes, I need more info on that motherfucker. I need more info. I need to see if this is really something I want to get.
Yeah, I get that, but oftentimes when you look in the comments of like a Days Gone tweet from PlayStation, the main thing that you see is, why is this game $70? I don't know what the game's about. What am I doing here? Why is the game $70? It should have been cheaper.
You talking about Returnal? You talking about
Returnal? Yeah, Returnal. Yeah, Returnal. Yeah. Why is the game $70? Why is it this? Why?
You know who them people are, though.
But this is what I'm saying. That's why there's so much. But that's why there's so much skepticism. It's because of the $70 price tag. A lot of people aren't looking at the gameplay. They're not looking at the game. They're not looking at the dev diaries and stuff like that.
Those people who talking about the price won't never gonna buy no goddamn return. They won't gonna buy it in the first place.
Of course not. But
bruh, the people who look at Returnal and want to play Returnal are gonna play Returnal.
Of course,
there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. There's nothing that anyone can do about that, bruh. The people who don't want to play it, or maybe on the fence, are gonna look for more gameplay or to see if they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people who are out there spreading that nonsense are going to spread that nonsense regardless.
But that's
Mark
the
my
thing,
words.
though, with Housemarque. That's the thing, though. Housemarque, they have a good reputation of making good games, though. That's the thing. Like, again, Super Stardust HD, Resogun, Ex Machina, Manifold. Like, they have a reputation of making really great games, right? So to see Returnal come out
though,
and them trying
that's
to
that's if you like those games.
No, I get that. I get that. No, I agree. I get that. But what I'm saying is,
Cuphead is the greatest game ever created when it comes to an indie game, nigga. But I'm not playing that shit. I don't want to. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. I don't care if it got a fucking 1,000 on Metacritic. I'm not playing that shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It just is what it is. So you like what you like. That's all it is.
Shout to my boy Barry, man. The other half of What's Up PlayStation Podcast. Barry said, niggas can speak up about $70 games, but when they disagree with PlayStation putting games on PC, they say, what can we do? I'm sorry. What can we do? Hey,
what they say? What? Hey, Barry. Is that Barry? I told that nigga, hey, look, what is you gonna do?
Hey,
That's what I want to know.
Yo, shout out to my bro
exactly
Barry,
what I want to know.
Yo, shout out to my bro Barry.
I want to know what Barry gonna do come June 11th. That's all I want to know. Tell me what you gonna do.
Hey, yo, listen.
On June 11th.
Hey, yo,
That's
listen.
all I need to know.
I can't wait for Barry's podcast, bro. Hey, yo, shout out to my boy Barry, cause yo, that is a fact, man.
Hey, the Barry was over that boy. That nigga was going all Papa's like, God damn, bro.
Yo, Barry been in his bag today, man, and I love it, man, because man, is he speaking facts.
Look, in no way, fashion, or form am I telling anybody not to be upset about it or not to express their frustration. Of course, express it. But just know you're going to be expressing that frustration a whole lot of damn goddamn times. Because for some reason, and like I keep going back to the way this shit is being rolled out. I don't understand. Okay, so nigga, we going to be getting these announcements time after time after time after time. So at what point do you say, you know what? I'm not going to just have the same reaction every goddamn single time this shit happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you need to make up your mind of what you're going to do, okay? How you going to move going forward. At some point, it has to stop, because there's no way in hell I'm going to be sitting here talking about this shit every time it happens, man. I have no doubt in my mind that at the very least, every motherfucking PS4 game is going to that motherfucker. I have no doubt about that shit whatsoever. So whenever I hear that shit announced, okay. You know what I'm saying? I played them all. I'm looking at this white and black sexy motherfucker right here in front of me. On Thursday, they better show me what the fuck they gonna do for that white and black sexy motherfucker that's in front of me. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I'm concerned. That's it.
But last question, OBJ, then we'll get up out of here. And this is something that I ask a lot of my guests on the show, from Win Persona interviews at least. What is something that you would want to say to the gaming community?
Oh man, that's a real broad stroke. Hey yo, play.
Like if you were standing in front of the entire gaming community right now, what is something you would tell them? What would you tell the gaming community?
I would say, shut the fuck up about goddamn technology in these goddamn consoles. Demand that games advance, demand better games, demand that there is a high quality put into these games that you buy, and only purchase what you are going to play. Stop buying all types of goddamn, you know what I'm saying? I know it's tempting. You see these sales and all of that shit, nigga. Stop buying 1,000 games and putting 700 games on your goddamn hard drive just to play 2 of them motherfuckers. Stop that shit. Stop it. Okay, these games have went up in price. Yes, $70, shit like that. You know why I like that shit? And you be like, oh man, you're just anti-consumer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't care if the games go up in price to $70. No, I don't, because you know what that's gonna do? It's gonna make smarter customers out of you motherfuckers. Okay, all that bullshit. Oh, I'ma buy that. I'm just gonna buy that. I'ma buy that. No, you ain't, nigga. This time, then you're gonna be like, you know what? Do I really want to play that shit?
You're gonna wait on that.
And then that is going to hold these goddamn studios who putting that bullshit out there. That's gonna hold them accountable, nigga. Because I'm not gonna spend $70 on no trash. Okay, so as a consumer, as a gamer, make better decisions out there, man. Don't talk about no games if you ain't playing them, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Make use of what you have in front of you. Appreciate what you have in front of you. Demand better. You see what I'm saying? And just have fun. All this goddamn tech talk and all of that man, nigga, you don't know nothing about that. Nobody that I know on social media or otherwise works for Sony, Microsoft, none of these niggas, okay? Y'all don't know nothing about that shit, okay? Nobody is out here helping to create these consoles. Leave that tech talk alone and enjoy what goddamn enjoy what gaming is giving you today. And please, for the life of me, would you niggas stop buying goddamn GTA 5 so I can get GTA 6? Please do this shit. Please. Please. I am begging you, nigga. I am on my knees. Please stop doing that shit. Stop buying that goddamn game. Okay? Hold these companies accountable, and that's pretty much all I got to say for that.
All right. Wow, that's I think the streets needed that. Yeah, the gaming streets needed that, man. Listen, this was a really fun interview and games talking session with you, OBJ, man. It's really a pleasure.
Oh man, I had a blast.
Give us your outro, man. Let the people know where they can find you. You know, Twitter, things like that. Let the people know.
Man, y'all can find me on Twitter at OBJDADON. Now that, you know, for some reason my other goddamn account is gone. I don't know. It's probably a butthurt goddamn Xbot or something like that. I don't know what happened. Okay, but you can follow me at OBJDADON. Or, you know, on my channel, which is OBJDADON. Y'all know where to find that at. And yeah, I will make a return. I can't promise you when, but I definitely will. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking out with me so far. I appreciate the good brother Persona here, man. I think you're doing some real good things in the gaming community. I hope this continues, you know, with the next person, you know, you're interviewing, and continue doing your thing. You and J Bar, everybody out there, man, y'all doing your thing. I really enjoy your content. You know, and yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Like I
Even
said,
though I ain't shit, I ain't nobody like this motherfucker.
Nah,
you know
man, don't sell yourself short, man.
No,
a lot of people in a lot.
I got half my shit packed up because I know I'm going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like half my shit already packed up. I have my shit already packed up.
Hey man, listen, a lot of people respect you in the community, man, myself included, and you know, it was definitely good to have you on. It was a pleasure, trust me. To everybody in the chat, man, I really appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, I really hope you guys enjoy the interview series. It's going to be coming back. It's going to be on a bi-weekly basis, just because, you know, too many, not enough, you know, I want to spread the guests out, you feel me? So bi-weekly, every week I'll do, every other week I'll do an interview with somebody. And listen, if you guys have suggestions for people that you want me to interview, you know, let me know on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Persona Speaks. I'll reach out to them. Hopefully they'll say yes. You know, and I'll try to get them on, trust me. So you know, shout out to everybody here, man. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share the stream out. I appreciate all y'all. Round of applause for everybody in the chat, man.
Hey, yo, another thing, man. Stop tweeting out that nigga Omega Ozzy or whatever that nigga name is, man. That nigga's a goddamn nut, man. He's a nut. Man. Stop associating him with PlayStation or anybody. He's a nut.
Hey, yo, man.
Okay?
After that damn talk nut. with on 6 podcast when he was talking all that bullshit, I was like, nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, I don't know you. I don't want to know you, but I don't associate. And all that bullshit he was talking about, threatening like executives and all that. I was like, listen, man, it ain't never that serious. It ain't never that serious.
Every game that he named that he plays on PlayStation could be played anywhere else. That shit was crazy. I said, nigga, hold on. How you gonna threaten niggas over Horizon Zero Dawn and you ain't even played the goddamn Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't understand.
Yo, listen, man. But yo, listen.
I don't understand.
Bari's gonna do a podcast tomorrow on his channel, guys. I need y'all there. I need y'all there, cause listen, Bari's gonna go off. Bari's gonna go off, and I'm here for it, man. I'm hoping that he opened up the chat, cause I know he going off. So yo, listen, if y'all ain't subbed to Bari, sub to him. Definitely go sub to him, man. The link to his channel is in the description. That man about to go off tomorrow, man. Trust me. We've been talking in the chat. He about to go off tomorrow, man. I can't wait. I'm here for that. I'm gonna be there a half hour early. Oh, you about to go live right now? Oh, well, yo. I just put the link in the chat. My man's about to go live. I need y'all there. You understand? Because Bari's about to go off. I'm there for it. So y'all go check out Bari's podcast. He's about to go off. Like I said, I appreciate you guys so much. Thursday, I'm going to be doing live reactions to the State of Play. You know we're going to be talking shit. You know we're going to be talking shit about PlayStation, because PlayStation don't care about us. So I'm talking shit the whole show. But I can't wait to see the games. Right? So with that being said, go to Bari's channel. He's about to go live right now. And I appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys on Thursday. State of Play. We out. Peace.